Hey, 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 welcome back to the channel, Inner Cosmetics. I'm your host, El Benet. Thank you for choosing to be with me today. Passion versus an obsession. They're on the same spectrum, but when does a passion turn into an obsession? Well, a really good movie to watch is Soul, and the anime. It really depicts a great example of a lot of elements, actually. The soul's purpose, it talks about compassion, but there's a section in there that discusses passion versus an obsession. And it's important to know this because it's beyond balance in life. To even have balance, you have to be tuned in to your feelings. Now, you already know the feeling when you hear that calling to take some action. There's another voice, same voice actually, that's telling you to put same passion down. Now, whether or not we listen to it, that's a different story. But when we don't, it can begin turning into an obsession, and that passion kind of fizzles out, or it can, and it doesn't feel so great. Well, it can happen often when we override that feeling, that signal that's telling us to put it down, which is kind of easy to hear because often it's pretty simple. The passion doesn't feel fun anymore. It's as simple as that. Or it could be other indicators, maybe feeling tired, right? But again, look at why you're choosing to override those signals. Oftentimes it's because a belief of a deadline, or if I don't get it done now, I have this and this and this lined up and I'll never get back to it. Maybe, maybe not. It's not about that. It's about tuning into the signal that's telling you to put it down. In Soul, it was really beautiful because they showed how those people that are in the zone, you're in your passion, they are in the same dimension of people that are considered lost souls, walking around in the same dimension. It was a great example of how not tuning in, the result the result of doing so. We want to get to that point where that signal is just as important, that signal to put things down. We can hear it so clear, and not just hear it so clear, we listen. Because now when we do that, we're falling into the co-creative experience, which is what creation is about. That one-to-one talk with divine spirit, with God that's in you, that was always within you, not outside of you. We weren't meant to be here in personal self doing all this alone. It was meant to build that relationship with your inner God and trust. It's about trust as well. Trust that that feeling that's invoked within you is a true, valid feeling because it knows. It knows. So begin listening. It will never steer us wrong. It never did. We just have to build our trust with it. So I promised this was going to be a short one, and it is. Bite-sized information, I know for me, is helpful so that I can apply it right away. And before we go, one last thing that you can do is when you do receive that signal, when you're listening to it and tuning in and you're putting it down, go do some frequency work. That might look like taking a nap. That may look like meditating or going for a walk. But frequency work is where it's at, because from that space, we receive another line of communication as to what is to be done. It might be to return to the project. It might not be. But that's the adventure that we are willing, and that dance that we're willing to fall in with our divine spirit, right? Because we know it's going to be something good. So trust that relationship and nurture it. All right, guys. Well, until the next video, stay blessed, and thanks so much for tuning in.